Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We're going to talk some Browns. With them taking on the Ravens this week, we're going to talk the Buckeyes. We'll talk a little bit about the Cavs, if we have time, and the Indians. But first, here's today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who was the first Cavalier to win the MVP award? I'll have the answer later on the podcast. The Browns are getting ready to take on the Baltimore Ravens at home at First Energy Stadium on Sunday. The Browns are 10-point underdogs in this week's game against the Ravens, and it's Baker Mayfield versus Lamar Jackson this week. The Browns are coming off a big 14-point loss to the Arizona Cardinals last week, and they looked flat by far, no doubt about it. And head coach Freddie Kitchens says, we know we're playing a very good Ravens team, and we know what we have to do to be able to beat the Ravens a second time and take the series from the Ravens. Now, the Browns defense really needs to step it up big time because they know the Ravens defense has really come alive with a lot of divide ends, and the Browns need to have one heck of a pass rush game and one heck of a running game as well, because the Ravens and Lamar Jackson are not going to go away quietly, and the Browns need to show their support, support Baker Mayfield and really get him to be back to where he was last year, as the Ravens show their support for Lamar Jackson, who's where he's at this year. Because if the Browns want to make the playoffs next year, Baker Mayfield will have to get back to his potential. And the rest of this Browns team, we need to figure this thing out during the offseason. And there are some Browns that are eligible for free agency and in 2020, such as David Njoku and Ricky Seals-Jones and a few others. And it's all online. You can look there online. And a lot of people are saying that the Ravens are going to whoop the Browns, and one predicted a score of 31-20. But I think after that loss last week against the Ravens, because the Browns could have been, if they'd beaten the Steelers and the Cardinals last week, the loss to the Cardinals, they could have been in playoff contention. They're not officially eliminated yet, but it's very little slim chance that they'll get into the playoffs. But they could have been in playoff contention last week. Because that really could have been a good way, and Myles Garrett has been tough on the Browns, and the Browns defense has looked mediocre as of late, and they really need to step it up, and they need to get some pieces to the puzzle to find them during the offseason, especially in the NFL draft, and I just feel this game is going to be a challenge for the Browns by far, because they're really going to want to win this game this week, and I really think that they're going to. But we'll see. I'm not going to make a score prediction, but I think there's a good chance the Browns might get the win this game. We'll see. Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on CBS 19, and the rumors of Odell Beckham Jr. and reports of him wanting to leave Cleveland, he has put them to rest, and he says he is not going anywhere. He is staying right here. And he says this city and this team is special, and they're going to figure this thing out. This Browns team and John Dorsey, we're all going to figure this thing out, because we want this team to be back in the playoffs. And so Odell Beckham Jr. will be back with the Browns next season. So I just wanted to report that. That was a little more NFL news and Browns news. The Ohio State, now moving on to the Buckeyes. We have a little over a week until the Ohio State Buckeyes, the number 3 Ohio State Buckeyes meet the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes meet the number 3 Clemson Tigers in the Fiesta Bowl on Saturday, December 28th at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Head coach Ryan Day says, that's Ryan Myers by mistake. I gotta cross that out and put Day. Ryan Day says he knows the Clemson Tigers will give the Buckeyes, the Clemson Tigers defense will give the Buckeyes a well-provided challenge. Now keep in mind, that the Clemson Tigers are last year's national champions. And they really shut down Alabama in the second half last year. And Ohio State's offense and Clemson's defense will collide in this national semifinal game. And Ohio State will bring in the nation's top highest scoring offense at 48.7 points per game. And the Buckeyes are fifth nationally in total offense at 531.0 yards per game. And now the Clemson Tigers, they will bring in their top scoring defense at 10.6 points per game, and they rank second in total points scored this game, and total defense points game at 2,547.0. Now, I really feel that the Ohio State Buckeyes are on their way to a national title, and I think they're going to roll over the Clemson Tigers. Not going to be a blowout by any means, but I think they're going to roll over them. It's going to be a close one. And I am going to say, I'm going to make this little score prediction. Ohio State 41, and Clemson 34. 41 to 34 is going to be my prediction for that. So I wanted to just give you an update on that. I wanted to just give you that. And kickoff for this Fiesta Bowl game between the Buckeyes and Clemson Tigers is Saturday, December 28th at 8 p.m. on ESPN. After the Cavs won 198 last night, snapping that 10-game losing streak to the Charlotte Bobcats last night. And they needed to win that game, and it was a well-deserved win. And they will take on the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow night. I think it's here at home at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse Arena, and that will be a 7 o'clock tip-off on Fox Sports Ohio, and hopefully they can continue their winning ways. And I think there's a few Cavs left I think are looking to be traded from this Cavs championship team in 2016, and I think one of them being Tristan Thompson, I know of. We'll have to wait and see what happens, and I just feel that this team it's another rebuilding season for the Cavs, so we'll wait and see what happens in this game tomorrow night, which tips off at 7 on Fox Sports Ohio. We'll talk a little Tribe in just a moment. But first here, it's time now to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. Who was the first Cavalier to win the MVP award? And if you said LBJ, LeBron James, you are correct. LeBron James won his first MVP award during the 2008-2009 season, which was the one-goal season. He scored 28.4 points per game during the regular season. I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Now, you may have heard the Indians made a big change with one of its stars. Corey Kluber has been traded to the Texas Rangers for Delano, I think it's Delano Sanders. I'll have to check me if I'm wrong, but I know it's Delano Sanders. And they got a couple, relief pitchers for that one, too. And but Corey, I give him credit. He had a great career here in Cleveland. He was one of the Tigers' best pitchers, and but I think it was time they were wanting to trade him, and they got $17 million off the table. But the Dolans feel that they don't have, the Tigers not have enough money, and that's an argument between the Dolan family. And I feel the Dolans, it's time for them to sell out, to just sell this team to somebody else here in Cleveland who knows what they are doing and really can make this budget work. And what are they going to do about Frankie Lindor? Could he get a major deal? But I feel the Tribe needs to re-sign him to a long-term contract, but they feel they don't have the money to sign him. But I really think that they do. But we'll have to see if a good deal can come out when they take it, or vice versa. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And I'll keep you posted. And join me. And I'm going to be back on Sunday for Scott Sports 101 NFL Football Sunday, Week 16. Because this is now back to being a regular podcast day, because Thursday Night Football now is over. And Thursday Night Football podcasts are done for the season, and I'll be back with those again next football season. But I'll be back for Scott's, and this Sunday will be the last Sunday night game, and then it'll be the Chiefs and Bears, and then the last Monday night game, which will be this coming Monday, will be the Packers and the Vikings. So, and I'll talk more about those on Sunday. And next Wednesday on Christmas Day, join me for a special holiday edition of Scott Sports 101. Between the of Scott Sports 101, where I'll have my I've not one but two guests on with me. My brother-in-law, Eric Hoyle, and his cousin, Aaron Hoyle, who I had on Christmas Day last year. And that one's got 24 views on it right now. And I want to... And so please tune in for that, because I'm really looking forward to that. And, well, that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. So always remember, be a team player each and every day, in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.